So anyway, Kassad, do you have one to start us off with for this episode?
Yeah. I'm gonna start off with like trying to rattle Maui a little bit.
Oh, okay. Always up for that. Yeah, always up for that.
I'm going to say that Big won't qualify for the Paris Major.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm gonna stick to this one. Yes, the new kid hyped. He played well on the last few matches. Actually, better than well. He played excellent. He got some crazy stats. But I don't think it's going to be enough on the LAN environment when they face the teams in their group in the RMR. And I don't think that the teams that will be coming from the close qualifier, which is being played as we record this, I don't think he will be able to scale in the first couple of events at all against these top tier players. And ultimately, that's going to cost big qualifying for the Paris Major. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but the point is that they're not going to qualify because they're not going to be good enough on that event.
Ooh, I think they're going to definitely qualify. Surely they're going to qualify. Because, I mean, you admitted yourself there that you watched Hyped, and I watched Hyped too for the Rio qualifier, and he was kind of powering up actually through that qualifier event. And I think he's good enough, actually. I don't think it's obvious that he's not going to be as good as Surson right away, but the rest of this team, like Favin is playing much better too. And I think that he's one of the reasons that I got on Big to begin with, because I think that Favin can be one of the like better riflers out there. He's obviously not a top 20 player, but like he could probably be for Big like a 1.07 rated player every 3 months type of deal. Like I think that's good enough. And I think that when they have Hyped, I think that obviously people were like ready to discount Big pretty quickly there, but like after watching him, I think he's definitely good. I'm actually impressed because when I watched him in the Academy League a year ago, he was not this good. So what he's done over a year in terms of progression to me has actually gotten me reinvigorated for Big. I'm not gonna make some crazy claim about them being a top 5 team or anything like that, but qualifying for the major,
you mean like you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's taken that off this year. That was 2022, man. This is 2023 now.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't even think this is. To just counteract it, my bold pred is that this isn't even bold. I think they're just gonna make it to the major. That's simple as
Maui, like, listen. Is he talented? The new kid, the hype. He's talented. Like he showed that he can frag. Is he gonna be good enough for the first couple of events? Absolutely. Look at the group they have in the RMR.
It does look tough.
Heroic, Cloud9, Ents, Vitality, NIP, and Spirit. And that's without the teams from the close caller. If you add G2 there, which is a 50-50 at this point, right?
Are they? They're gonna. Yeah, actually, no. They would be. I think they would be. Oh no, because it's A and B teams. Yeah,
it's A and B. Like it's 50-50, like right. If you add G2 there, are they gonna be able to deal with all these teams? Plus the other ones that qualify who are not gonna be, pushovers like Gamer Legion, teams like that, right? So it's gonna be tough. And that's why I'm saying I don't see them, qualifying at all.
Here's the thing.
Duncan, it's your turn.
It's all good. The thing is, I actually sort of agree with Kassad on this because I'll just have to throw this out there. Remember, literally this exact same G2 lineup that is undefeated. We're not like they also couldn't qualify for the last major. So, spoiler: in the modern day, until they changed the format, a lot of people can fail to qualify for a major. I'll shade that in immediately, but then I'll also say the main reason, I'm actually surprised Kassad didn't mention this himself, the main reason I think he's got a very compelling argument for that prediction, but not like a prediction of they couldn't be top X or they can't be better. The reason specifically they won't make the major is because I'll tell you the one thing if you go back and look at Sirrison's career on LAN, is he smurfs in RMRs. In RMRs and like the shit first stage, like challenger stages, when he played all the tiers, he murks them all, mate. Because the joke is at that level, he is way more skilled than all those AWPers. And he was like probably the best flick AWPer in the game, etc. He used to be, he would just post routine like 1.2 or 1.25 rate, 1.3. Like there's a reason why he always, like they kept trying him a million times. So my problem is you have taken that out of the team. Like that was almost a surefire thing. That's where he would pop off. And then on the hyped guy, I'll just say this as an aside, because it's a rule I actually have from games like League of Legends, which is when you make your name in the game, right, you have to be really careful that there's not like meme potential there. Because if you're going to call yourself hyped, you better actually be amazing now, or all the jokes write themselves. There's a player like this in League of Legends, right, where he's like, if you know in League of Legends, if you know Dota in those games, you can have the person who plays one of the lanes, but they're not like a carry player, so you call them like a weak sider, because the idea is you never play to their side of the map, and their job basically is like just survive. Like you're not going to give them any resources, right? There's a guy who plays that style, and his alias is irrelevant. It's like, brother, you're not even giving yourself a chance here. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to call yourself that, it almost has to be like comical. It has to be like, you're so good. Like Simple's a great one. Obviously, he's probably the most like exceptionally good player ever. Not just a Simple. It's like, that works, you know. But like, it doesn't work if you're hyped. So if you called hyped already, the memes just wait for themselves. Like overhyped. There's a million fucking angles. There's too many. It's too many. And so I do think that angle. And also, I'll throw in there as well. Part of the reason I think RMRs are so treacherous nowadays is, the joke is, because the competition's so fucking broad in CS now, the pressure now became qualifying to the major. Before, it used to be once you made the major. You know what I mean? Like, no one really got super scared in RMRs back in the day. That's why famously when NIP failed all those qualifiers, everyone was like, holy shit, is this like a new world or something? You can lose these things if you're top 10. Like, but I think in the modern day, like, the problem is, if I had to expect anywhere where this guy might slip up, it's when he goes to his first RMR. There's going to be a lot of pressure on his shoulders. And every fan's going to compare you with Sirison as well, no matter what the team says. I'm sure they'll do a great job in interviews saying, you know, we're not putting him in that position and we're working him in, etc. Doesn't matter. Fans are ruthless, mate. And I think the problem you have in Big as well, as a last point, is this. A lot of what made people not criticise Big is, I think it's one of the teams like NSAV have done a pretty good job of making sure every fan knows they don't have money. Like, they're not idiots. They're not choosing these as the best players. That's just who they can get. And then the other thing to say is, as a result, to me, the whole thing that made Big have its appeal was fucking Tabson and Sirison. Like, at least those two pieces, the consideration was both could potentially be in like an international team, but were choosing to stay in this team. So if you lose Sirison, it just loses part of the appeal. And then lastly, just the thing I noticed the other day when I was reading one of those HLTV interviews, because one thing I like, which Lurpus told me about years ago, but I didn't realise why he was right. The downside of video interviews is it takes forever to watch one, whereas the good thing about those ones HLTV does, they do them as text if you don't know, so you can just skim through them really quick. So I was skimming that one that Chiron did from Outsiders, and in it mentions that he was born in Germany, and that if he'd have had the choice, he would have joined a German team. Like, brother, like, if you don't know, guys, this guy was rumoured he would replace Rain in FaZe. And now he could join this team. He was maybe going to join another fucking national team. Why is Big not recruited this guy? I'm amazed that topic hasn't even come up, because to me, like, put it this way, that in the interview, if you saw the headline, it was sort of like, it's a lot easier at tier 1 than I thought. Because if you haven't seen, that guy did just like step in and just immediately start fragging and like play well. It's like, it's ridiculous. So just as an aside, it's not even, unfortunately, in the case that they maybe even have the best German talent. Like, that guy should be in the mix. They need a fucking good rifler.
There's JDC also on Mouse. You know, there's
arguments.
Yeah. There's arguments, but I think, well, Chiron probably could have taken Keto's spot if we're being real about it. Like, that,
It'd probably be better.
I do give that would be a great move for them. Yeah.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.